ladies and gentlemen, tonight for week 2 of the April season here on Thursday Night Thunder. If you're new here, be sure to crush that subscribe button, turn on all notifications, like the video, leave a comment down below about what you thought of tonight's show. And we're set and ready to go here tonight. Destroyer back in action, championship flag on the back of that truck. He's ready to defend it here tonight against 15 other trucks and drivers who are chomping at the bit, trying to get a big time win out here on Thursday Night Thunder in the April season. Tonight's track, you are going to see some major air out of these drivers here tonight as they're going to fly high up and over the finish line, and when they cross that finish line, they will be mid-air when they do so. And there's the man to beat here tonight, Joseph Nelson in Destroyer, trying to hang on to that championship flag as we go ahead and get round 1 action underway. The trucks are going to be heading back to the pit area, and here is how round 1 action is going to be shaken down. And up first, Tropical Thunder coming to the line to take on Megalodon, then the Quad Chaos Machine taking on Excalibur. War Wizard returns to action to take on Blue Thunder in the first latter half of round 1. Inferno set to take on Snakebite, other side of the bracket. King Crunch back to take on the USA 1. Then we're going to see Junkyard Dog take on Rammunition. UFO back in action after a wild rollover last week. He will be taking on the Zombie Machine, and then closing out the first part of round 1 is going to be Brutus taking on the reigning champion and Destroyer. Now up first coming to the line, Megalodon making its debut back on the April season last week. Peanut behind the wheel, looking for his very first championship out here on Thursday Night Thunder. Same with this man right here, Chad Legit 2 Legit, the 2021 Maximum Carnage champion. Tropical Thunder now staged over there on the outside lane. So both these drivers trying to advance on into round 2 competition here tonight. There can only be one. Both drivers staged and ready to go as we get set to go green down the straight stretch. Megalodon with the lead. Tropical Thunder trying to come back on some big time air. Hard pogo. Tropical Thunder's upside down, way down into the shutdown area. What a ride for Chad Legit 2 Legit in the Tropical Thunder Machine. Let's go back and check out our MTA photo finish. As you see coming off the line, all the way down the straightaway, Megalodon has him at a truck length lead. Here comes Tropical Thunder on the inside lane, sends it to the moon. Hard pogo on the rear end of that truck, and he was just in it for the ride after that point. What a spectacular crash by Chad Legit and Tropical Thunder here tonight, trying to chase down the Megalodon. Our MTA track crew and officials are down there now. He's out of the truck, he's A-OK, the safety equipment doing what it had to do out here tonight, and the damage has definitely been done to Tropical Thunder. What a wild crash, and you figure as high as he was up in the air, that rear end stood no chance with that hard pogo, and after that it was just end over end. A wild crash here tonight. Chad Legit letting the fans hear him here tonight in the first round 1 matchup as he is on the trailer. We'll be back with an update later on with the Tropical Thunder team inside of the MTA pit area. What a way to kick off week 2 of the April season. Next up coming to the line here tonight in our round 1 action, Josh Brown made it to semifinals last week. Quad Chaos back at the line to take on Josh Rhodes, the 2024 Monster Jam World Finals Freestyle RC champion, now over here on the inside lane. And when it comes to MTA stats, he was your 2024 Halloween Madness champion in Excalibur. Both drivers staged and ready to go. Quad Chaos taking on Excalibur. Green light goes down off the line. They're side by side. Excalibur pulling a big time lead over the last of the cars. And Excalibur takes out Quad Chaos here tonight in our round 1 competition. Josh Brown put up a good fight. However, he is on the trailer. Next up here tonight, our Monster Mania 6 champion from just a couple of weeks ago, Sawyer Ramsdale in the Built Ford Tough Blue Thunder Ford, ready now to take on longtime MTA veteran Chris Ballou, back in the brand new War Wizard. Made his debut just last month. Hasn't got a big time win out here just yet. Getting that truck dialed in seems to be a tough task for him here tonight as he gets ready to take on Blue Thunder. Both drivers staged and ready to go. Green light drops down now on the line, side by side, all the way to the first jump. Some major air. It's Sawyer Ramsdale and Blue Thunder letting them be heard here tonight as he takes a win over the War Wizard here tonight in our round 1 matchup. What a ride it was. Some big time air by both drivers. Next up here tonight in round 1, Louis Jimenez back in the Inferno Chevrolet Astro van. Ready now to take on the legendary driver, Gene Patterson, all the way from Jefferson City, Missouri. You might know him better as Colt Cobra from Cobra Creek, Colorado, in the Ford BDS Supercharged Brass Eagle Snakebite over there on the outside lane. Inferno better hope he hasn't laid any snake oil on the track. It slips him up here tonight. Stage, green light goes down, and Snakebite takes on Inferno. Snakebite with the lead. Inferno coming back on him now, and it's all me, Gene Patterson. season in the snake bite forward over there out of that far lane. He got him by about half a truck coming across the finish line. Inferno takes a hard left towards the inside wall. As we go back and check out our MTA photo finish, your winner in round one, Gene Patterson and Snakebite again by about half a truck over the Inferno Chevrolet here tonight. And next up in our round one action, it's the return of the Monster Mania 3 champion, Jalen Buford, representing the Renegades Motorsports race team in the USA 1 machine, ready now to take on Eric Latiki, who had a good showing last week in the King Crunch Chevrolet. The truck was revamped. It's an older truck, but it's running strong here for Thunder. He's over there on the outside lane. It's going to be a battle of the Bowtie Chevrolet here tonight in round one. King Crunch and USA 1 are staged. There's a green light side by side down the straightaway. Up and over the jump. Some major air and a good smooth pass for both drivers. Letting it all hang out here tonight. Still not sure who came away with a round one victory, as both Chevrolets were running strong here in round one. Both drivers gave it all they had. As we go back and check out our MTA replay, side by side now down the straightaway, they're pretty even. Up and over the first jump now with some big time air, and at the line, USA 1 will get across the finish line first over the King Crunch Chevrolet here tonight. What an amazing battle that was. But next up in round one, Ryan Davis returns from the Backyard Beast race team, the Junkyard Dog, ready at the line to take on Dan Chichagaj in the Dodge Hemi Horsepower Rammunition, representing the Crush This Motorsports race team over there on the outside lane. They've been talking a lot of smack over there on the MTA Facebook page. Can he walk the walk here tonight against the Junkyard Dog on the inside lane? Both drivers staged and ready to go. Green light goes down now as the Dodge got a hold shot on him. Junkyard Dog trying to come back over some big time air. And it looked like it was all Dan Chichagaj in Rammunition edging out the Junkyard Dog here tonight in our round one contest. As we go back and take another look at our MTA photo finish, your winner, Dan Agaj in Rammunition by a tire length over the Junkyard Dog here tonight in round one. But next up here tonight, this man had a spectacular crash last week. The crew thrashed on that truck and got him back and ready. James Baileycourt UFO at the line to take on Preston Hurd and Zombie, one of the more consistent trucks out here, still looking for that very first Thunder Championship, ready to go on the inside lane again. Baileycourt turned the truck over in the final round showdown last week. He's trying to get back on top of the mountain here tonight. UFO, Zombie, green light going down on the line. UFO got the whole job, and here comes Hurd and the Zombie on the inside lane. Letting it all hang out and letting the Zombie fly high here tonight. In round one action, it was close as we got down to the wire at the finish line. Zombie looked like he was coming back on him in mid-air. As we go back and check out our MTA photo finish, your winner, that is close, ladies and gentlemen, but James Baileycourt and UFO by 3/4 of a tire, it seems. He gets it across the finish line first. Preston Hurd letting it all hang out, no question. But now it's down to the nitty-gritty as Greg Durbin returns in Brutus from the Team Scream race camp, ready to take on Joseph Nelson and Destroyer, who picked up his very first Thunder Championship last week against James Baileycourt and UFO. He's now riding high with the flag on the back of that truck, trying to hang on to it here tonight in week 2 of the April season. Green light going down now on the line. They're side by side up over the first jump. Some big time air out of Joseph Nelson and Destroyer, losing the flag on the back of the truck in the process. And Destroyer will hang on to the flag for one more round here tonight as he puts Greg Durbin and Brutus on the trailer, and probably the biggest air we have seen all night. Added Destroyer to close out the final round showdown. But ladies and gentlemen, we want to take you back to earlier tonight. First round matchup in round one, Megalodon and Tropical Thunder. Look at the far lane. Pogo's hard by Tropical Thunder coming off of that first jump, rolls the truck end over end going into the shutdown area. What a ride for Chad Legit and Tropical Thunder. And we told you we'd have an update later on tonight, and that update is right now as we go over to our MTA pit area. The crews are down there thrashing, seeing what they can salvage off that Tropical Thunder machine as it took a violent rollover here tonight in round one. The rear end completely busted apart as a result of that pogo we saw when he came over that first jump, but the crews are really down there just seeing what they can gather up and get that truck back in action for next week. So best of luck to the Tropical Thunder race team, Chad Legit and Company. They got a lot of work to do to be back for next week in week 3 of the April season. But right now, we're moving along in the round 2 competition. Megalodon ready to take on Excalibur. Blue Thunder be set and ready to take on Snakebite. Then the other side of the bracket, the USA 1 Chevrolet taking on the Dodge Hemi Horsepower Rammunition. And then closing out round 2 action, UFO will take on Destroyer in a final round showdown rematch from last week when Baileycourt turned the truck over. You know he wants to get that flag back on the UFO here tonight in round 2. But up first at the line, Josh Rhodes and the Excalibur Chevrolet representing the Crush This Motorsports race team, ready now to take on Peanut, who looked strong earlier tonight in round one. An all-new wheel and tire setup on the Megalodon machine as he is staged and ready. Over here on the inside lane, both these drivers trying to make it into semi-final competition here tonight. Who's going to take it all the way into our semi-matchup? Excalibur taking on Megalodon. Both drivers are staged. Green light goes down, off the line they go. They're pretty much side by side. Cycling the Megalodon over the last of the cars. And Josh Rhodes and Excalibur making a little bit of contact with him. Megalodon, your round two winner over Excalibur. What a ride it was. Next up here tonight, Colt Cobra returns in the Ford Brass Eagle BDS Supercharged Snakebite, ready to take on Sawyer Ramsdale, your Monster Mania 6 champion from just a couple of weeks ago. Old Gene Patterson almost took home the Monster Mania 2 championship 4 years ago, losing out to Wildman Ryan Johnson in the final round showdown. You know he's on a mission to try to get that title once on the MTA YouTube channel. Both trucks are staged. Ford Oval Brigade, there's the green light. Snakebite and Blue Thunder. Snakebite's got a lead on a Blue Thunder. Couldn't close the gap. As Patterson will take the win on into our semifinal matchup. He just edges out Sawyer Ramsdale and Blue Thunder here tonight, coming out of round two. Let's go back and check out our MTA photo finish. This is how close it was between Snakebite and Blue Thunder. Right there at the line, maybe by a fang or two, Snakebite pulls out the win over Blue Thunder here in our round two competition. But next up, this matchup might get a little personal. The Renegades Motorsports race team taking on the Crush This Motorsports race team. And let me tell you, these two teams have been talking a lot of smack to one another over on the MTA Facebook page. This race right here is strictly for bragging rights as Renegades takes on Crush This here tonight in round two. Chevrolet taking on the Dodge. Jalen Buford in USA 1. Dana Gosh and Rammunition on the inside lane. Both these drivers are staged and ready to go. Green light goes down now. USA 1 got the whole shot. Rammunition coming back on him in the inside lane. What a matchup it was as Cheech got crossed up over that last set of jumps trying to get the truck low down there. USA 1 knocking on the back door the whole time. Let's go back and check out our MTA photo finish. Your winner in round two, ladies and gentlemen, Dana Gosh and Rammunition will take home a victory for the Crush This boys here tonight in round two. USA 1 on the trailer here as round two gets ready to come to a close. It's time for the final matchup. James Valicourt and UFO rolled the truck over last week in the final round showdown against this man, your reigning defending Thursday Night Thunder champion, Joseph Nelson, and Destroyer over here on the inside lane. You know Valicourt wants a little bit of redemption here tonight, losing out to Destroyer last week in the finals. He wants that flag back. Who's going to take it all the way in the semifinals? Destroyer taking on UFO, flag on the line. Green light goes down off the line. Destroyer got a whole shot on him. UFO's coming back on the inside lane as Valicourt pulls the trigger. Up and over the jump, ladies and gentlemen. Destroyer was hanging right there with him side by side. Still not sure who got the round two victory here tonight as we get ready to go look at our MTA photo finish to close out round two action. UFO taking on Destroyer. Your winner in round two, James Valicourt and UFO will dethrone the champion here tonight in Destroyer, putting him on the trailer. And ladies and gentlemen, we still got some more great racing still to come. 4 trucks remain. We started with 16. UFO, Megalodon, Rammunition, and Snakebite all compete in the semifinal competition next after we return from our break. If you want to learn how to sign in on one of these events, stay tuned. You're going to find out how. Are you ready to get in on the action here on the Monster Truck Attitude YouTube channel? Look no further. Head over to Facebook where you can sign up for all the great events we host right here on the MTA YouTube channel. Be sure to sign up for the events and register your name and get locked in with a monster truck of your own and get ready for the great thrills and spills right here on the MTA YouTube channel. Again, find us on Facebook, register for these events, and you soon will be competing in all the great events. We hope to see you there. And get ready for the wild and crazy action. Be sure to subscribe and turn on all notifications so you don't miss a beat right here on the Monster Truck Attitude YouTube channel. Welcome back to the MTA YouTube channel, everybody. If you have not already, be sure to head over to monstertruckattitude.myspreadshop.com and pick up all the latest and greatest MTA merchandise. If you're a fan of what we do right here on the MTA YouTube channel, again, it's monstertruckattitude.myspreadshop.com for all your MTA gear. Welcome back to Thunder, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to head over to the link in our description to find all the merchandise you need for the MTA YouTube channel. Welcome back for semifinals. Megalodon set to take on Snakebite to get things started. Then the other side of the bracket, the K&J Motorsports Camp taking on Crush This, Rammunition, and UFO going to get it on in our semifinal competition to close out that matchup. But up first at the line, Gene Patterson, better known as Colt Cobra, out of Cobra Creek, Colorado, the former three-time Thursday Night Thunder champion. The Ford BDS Supercharged Brass Eagle Snakebite coming to the line to take on Peanut and Megalodon over here on the inside lane, who's been running like a ball of fire here tonight, showing up and showing out in that brand new wheel and tire setup on the inside lane. The Snake taking on the Shark here tonight in semifinals. Both these drivers stage. Here's the green light now, down the straightaway they go. Snakebite got a hold job of Megalodon coming back on, crosses up a little bit, almost making a little bit of contact with Snakebite as both of them veer towards the inside of the track, up and over that first jump. As we go back and take a look at your MTA replay here, coming down the straightaway, Snakebite has a slight lead on Megalodon. Watch now as they go up and over the first jump, some big time air. Both drivers cut to the inside, and at the finish line, Peanut and Megalodon will edge out Gene Patterson and Snakebite, putting the Shark in the final round showdown here tonight as Patterson and Snakebite will put it on the trailer. Next up here tonight, Dan Chichigosh returning in the Dodge Heavy Horsepower Rammunition from the Crush This race team. Just put the Renegades on the trailer, now ready to take on James Villicourt. He went into the Hall of Fame just a couple of weeks ago. Mr. Cool Hand Luke looking to get the championship flag back on the UFO Ford, all the way out of Centimissa, New Jersey, over there on the far lane. The Dodge Camp Rammunition out of Champaign, Illinois, on the inside lane. Ford and Dodge. Green light goes down on the line. They go side by side up to the first, jumps up major air. He's a little bit in trouble, trying to shut the truck down, keeps it under control, and I think he had enough to edge out James Villicourt in the UFO Ford right there, coming across the finish line. Let's go back and take another look at our MTA replay. Off the line again, they're side by side coming down the straightaway. Rammunition pulling a slight lead on the inside lane. They sail it up and over the finish line, and Dan Chichigosh with a bad bounce there across the finish line as he skids the truck sideways. He keeps it under control and puts the Dodge in our final round showdown. So ladies and gentlemen, it's come down to this. Dan Chichigosh and Rammunition ready to take on Peanut and Megalodon. Don't go anywhere. The finals are coming up next after the break.
It's bigger. It's louder. It's better than ever. This still isn't your typical motorsports podcast. This is the 10th anniversary of Crush This, a Monster Truck podcast brought to you by J Concepts. For 10 years, your hosts, the Monster Truck Canucker Bradshaw and Dan Chichigosh, have brought you into the minds and personalities of the monster truck industry. Strap in and hold on tight. This is Crush This!
Welcome back to Thursday Night Thunder, week 2 of the April season, and we are underway for the final round showdown. Here's how it all shakes down. Megalodon took out Tropical Thunder, Excalibur, and Snakebite to punch his ticket in the finals. Other side of the bracket, Rammunition eliminated the Junkyard Dog, USA 1, and UFO to punch his ticket in the final round showdown against the Megalodon machine. So both these drivers are staged up at the line and ready to go. Dan Chichigosh again representing the Crush This Motorsports race team in the Hemi Horsepower Rammunition out of Champaign, Illinois, ready to take on Peanut in the Megalodon machine. He's out here looking for his very first Thursday Night Thunder Championship. Been competing on the MTA YouTube channel for a couple of years. Megalodon ready to go over here on the inside lane. One of these drivers is taking home the week 2 of the April season championship. Both trucks are staged, ladies and gentlemen. Rammunition, Megalodon. It's time for the final round showdown as we go green now down the straight stretch. They're side by side. Up and over the first jumps, a big time air. And a smooth, clean race out of both drivers. Not sure who got the final round showdown victory as Cheech will shut it down at the wall. What an incredible matchup. Let's go back and check out our MTA replay here. Both drivers cutting incredible light, side by side, all the way down that straightaway. Watch now as they go up and over the first jump, sail over the last set of cars, and at the line, Dan Chichagach and Rammunition will edge out Megalodon barely, but he will pull out a victory here tonight over Peanut and Megalodon and putting the Dodge camp on the top of the mountain once again for Thursday Night Thunder. So ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Crush This Race Team's very own Dan Chichagach and Rammunition on your Thursday Night Thunder Championship. What a wild and crazy night here in week 2 of the April season on Thursday Night Thunder. We hope you came out and enjoyed the show with us. Be sure to comment down below your thoughts of tonight's show. Thank you guys so much for supporting us for as long as you have. We couldn't do this without you. Be sure if you haven't already, crush that subscribe button and I'll get you down the road.
Standing tall up in victory lane, I done brought the pain and now they screaming my name. Yeah, everybody saw me rock the place. Now there's flashbulbs are popping and mics in my face. Always giving the crowd what they need. Now they're wearing my shirts front row to nosebleed. Now the crowd forms is what it's all about. Signing autographs until the lights out. Yeah, it's about that. It's about that. It's been a long time.